Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here for the first time, welcome. My name is Angela and I find my paradise through reading. I just realized, I was like, oh, I hadn't made a video in a while. All is well, don't worry. I've been doing loads and loads and loads of reading. I was pretty busy like the last couple months. I don't know if I mentioned before, I do have a full-time job Monday through Friday, but then back in April, I had started a weekend part-time job taking care of an elderly woman who has dementia. And if you've been with me for any amount of time, you would know that last October, my dad passed away from dementia. And so, I don't know, of course, I missed him a lot. And I just have like such a big heart for elderly people. And so I don't know, there was just something in me I wanted to, I guess, help care for an elderly person with dementia as I did with my father. And so, yeah, that's how I was spending my Saturdays and Sundays. And it was just awesome. It was awesome. I loved my client. However, it did take up a lot of time. Now I was like working 7 days a week. And I was getting a lot of reading done because she would take naps that would last like 4 hours. So I knitted a whole cardigan. I crocheted an entire blanket. I read multiple books during the time that she was just sleeping. But anyways, I finally decided, I said, okay, well, that was a bit much. Her condition was progressing. It was getting so much worse, and it was very difficult to care for her. And so, yeah, I'm no longer doing that. I have my weekends free again, and hopefully I can get some more videos going. So I have been reading loads and loads, but I'm not going to start with that because I just have so many books to talk about, and I don't even know how to talk about some of these books. So they're kind of piled up in my room upstairs. But I have been doing all kinds of booky things, right? You know, I've been book shopping. I have been going to little free libraries. I've been going to the library downtown and to their little used bookstore. My birthday was last month, so I got a Barnes and Noble's gift card. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go through today the books that I have acquired over the last couple weeks. I don't think these are all of the books though, because I think I've gotten some books and read them, and they're up in my pile of books that I've already read, and I'll be doing a video on them later. Some books I think I've just tossed on my shelves, so I just have them all over the place, but luckily I still have my Barnes & Noble bag. So I know the books that I have bought at Barnes & Noble with my gift card, and some more that I bought with the gift card. And then I went back and got, look, I don't even want to talk about it. And okay, I do want to talk about something really quick. I did see a video about how booktubers are not normal. Okay, the number of books we read, the number of books that we own. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, but I could say that we are not the average reader. And so I do have a lot of books. I do buy a lot of books. But I don't want anyone to think that it is normal that you should spend all your money on books and like just keep, you know, maybe consumerism or whatever. There's so many reasons, you know, but I like supporting authors. I love supporting bookstores. I know we can get things on Kindles. We can borrow things from the library. I do borrow books from the library, and I do support my library in many ways. But I also want to support authors, and they get money obviously from books, and I want to keep frequenting bookstores when I can, because I don't want our bookstores to go out of business. So no, I don't want to order all my books from Amazon, or online. If I can help it, I try to, if I can, get new books so that the authors are supported financially. And I like having physical books. For one, I am a booktuber, so I do like to show you the actual physical book, but it's a whole kind of analog experience. It is the feel of the book, the look of it, the smell of it, the physically turning the pages, the physically annotating the books. It's just a whole physical experience that, yes, I could save money, and yes, I could save space and this, that, and the other thing, but no, I love my bookshelves. I love how they look. I love just everything about the physical books. And I am a booktuber, so I do want to show you the books and hold them, and I just love them so much. But don't ever feel like you need to keep up with booktubers. Don't ever feel like you have to buy as many books. Obviously, if you can't afford them, if you can borrow them from the library, whatever. I do get books from everywhere, little free libraries and used bookstores and used book events that support the library. So yeah, I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. Like, yeah, we're not your average normal people, but I just want to inspire you, if I can, to read some of these books, to love reading. And I don't know, it's everything. But no, I don't think we're normal. We're not normal. Anyways, with that being said, I'm just gonna dive right into some of the books I got, and I'm gonna tell you where I got them. And yeah, let's have at it. I'm not gonna be in any kind of order, I don't think. So let me just, these two I got from my public library in their little used bookstore, and these are Shel Silverstein's poems, Where the Sidewalk Ends and Falling Up. I saw these and I think the price is still on them. Yep, $3. This was $3. Okay, and I just remember reading these as a kid, and I loved them so much, and I was like, I want to reread these, and so I have been reading them. I'm almost through with this one, and it's just bringing back such sweet memories. And oh, here's a favorite. I'm going to read one for you. I'll never forget my teacher, my 4th grade teacher, Mr. Wheeler, read this to me, well, to the class. It's called Sick. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I had the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is, what? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. And here's the person in bed. This has illustrations all throughout, very simple illustrations, just absolutely adorable. I love, love, love this book. Okay, so, oh, there's that. This one. This is Love is in Small Things by Pyung. And she is a Korean kind of artist. I'll just say artist because she's But I came across some of her work on Facebook. She'll have like these two cartoony characters, and it's just silent. No words, but it's just them like just showing how much they love each other. And it's just so freaking cute. Her name, how you spell it? Puuung. Oh my gosh. So when I found out that she had a book, I went on and I purchased it. And look at these illustrations, folks. And this is just about love being in the small things. I wouldn't really call it a graphic novel because it's not really a story. It's just each individual picture, just depicting everyday life and love. I mean, here, just sitting in their house, playing guitar, sitting on the steps. I think what's it? They're washing their duvet. We washed a fluffy comforter. Even tedious chores are fun when I do it with you. That's what it says. I mean, the illustrations are so adorable. And I really enjoy this. And yeah, so that's that. Again, that's me just trying to support an artist whose work that I really appreciate. Okay. Then we have this book, Death by Comfort, How Modern Life is Killing Us and What We Can Do About It. Oh, we need to talk. We need to talk. So it says, we are ancient genomes in a modern world and it's not going well. Modern humans are the most overweight, depressed, medicated, and addicted cohort of adults that has ever lived, yet life has never been so good. Our sedentary lifestyles and ultra-processed foods are making us overweight and sick. Our thermoneutral environments are making us soft. Our digital world is leaving us physically disconnected. Clearly, something is wrong with modern life. The solution? Embrace discomfort. This book explores the science behind counting your steps, cold showers, intermittent fasting, digital sunsets, and much, much more, and how it can improve your physical and mental health. Backed by powerful research, Death by Comfort is a fascinating and entertaining exploration of what we need to do in order to survive and thrive in the modern world. Okay, I want to do a whole kind of separate video on, I don't want to say digital detox, but kind of a little more about like analog. I have like a physical journal, not, a computer journal or electronic journal. I have a physical planner. I like to read physical books. Right there, if you see it, that's my record player, okay? I will sometimes just like put on records instead of like an electric, playlist. I have a watch. I have a wristwatch because sometimes, I just don't want to look at my phone to check the time, because the second I do that, 10 minutes later, I don't even know what time it is anymore. I forgot, it's just, so I want to do a whole separate video about that. So I got this book. I've heard about it from this woman who I follow. I forget what her channel is. I think it's like Real Life Dollhouse, something like that. But she has her home decorated in a 1940s style. She dresses, vintage style. And she mentioned this book and I thought it was very interesting. So I looked up more about it and I was like, I want to read this because it seems to be putting into words what I already feel like. This modern life, this being so stinking comfortable and having everything so easy, is something's just not right there. So I am hopefully going to read this book this month because I have been thinking of getting it for like the last 2 months and I finally decided I would get it. Okay. So these are the books that I got with my Barnes & Noble gift card. Okay, I got Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. Okay, I wanted a little fall cozy romance, so I saw this and I was like, this looks like it has all the feels. It says, perfect for anyone who starts up their annual Gilmore Girls rewatch at the first sign of fall. I don't watch Gilmore Girls, so All swoon and fall vibes. Okay, so this looks like it's gonna be cute. Cute and cozy. I have Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa, translated by Eric Ozawa. Okay, this looks like a, if you have not been on my channel for a whole long, if you're new here, you may not know this about me. I love books about books. So books about authors, books about reading, books about bookstores, bookshops, libraries, all of it. Okay, there's some of my favorites. So of course had to get a book about books or a bookstore. Same with this one. What you are looking for is in the library. Okay, this is by Michiko Aoyama, translated by Allison Watts. Don't know what these are about, but I saw this one's library, that's a bookshop, I'm in. Then I have The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. I've been wanting to read this. This is a classic. I wonder if it's on my list of 100 greatest books ever written that I'm working my way through. Where's my list? List. It should be up on my classic shelf. Hold on one second. Yep. Okay. The Old Man and the Sea. I feel like it might be on here. Maybe not. I don't know why, but this is a book that I've been wanting to read for a couple years, and I guess because I'm seeing like the Sea Wolf, Don Quixote. No, I don't see this. Either way, I'm gonna read it because I've been wanting to read this. I don't know what it's about. I'm guessing it's about an old man and the sea. That's my guess. I'm gonna make an educated guess there. I don't know. Okay, then I got Among the Burning Flowers by Samantha Shannon. Look at this cover. Gorgeous as always, as always. This is high fantasy. This is the third book. Oh, and look, it's signed. I got a signed edition. Look at the end page. Like, seriously? Look. But look. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. Is there anything on the cover? No. It's just blue, but gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So this is the third book in the Priory of the Orange Tree. If you don't know the Priory, I have it here. That's this big boy. That's this big boy. This is one of my most favorite fantasy books ever. Oh, if you haven't read The Priory, you gotta read it. I loved this so much. It looks huge, but it's really like 800 pages. All right, it's got like a whole index and stuff. But it's just, it reads so fast. You just get sucked into this world, and it is so stinking fun, and you just get so invested in the characters. I want to reread this, honestly. I think I'm going to try to reread this next year. We'll see. We'll see. But this is book one. Then the prequel is A Day of Falling Night. So gorgeous. And now I just got the third. So we'll see. All right. Then, after I used up my card, I went back and I got some more books. Here's what happened. I had $6 left on my gift card. My fire's dying down. I had $6 left on my gift card. So I was like, well, I gotta use up those $6. And I ended up spending, I don't know like how much, but I got some books here. What the hell? Ooh, okay, here's another classic. Stoner by John Williams. Ooh, not entirely sure what this is about, but I heard it's just very touches you, touches you. Stoner is something rarer than a great novel. It is a perfect novel, so well told and beautifully written, so deeply moving that it takes your breath away. Yes, yes, beautiful book. Love it, love it. Okay, then what did we get? Oh, some manga. Okay, this is an omnibus version of A Sign of Affection. And I got this because I don't think that I actually have any like romantic manga. I have like Hunter x Hunter, Way of the House Husband, One Piece, um, Zom 100, uh, Bookshop, something. But I wanted to try a romantic kind of manga and see if I like it. So this is what I got. And what is this? Oh, okay. Third book in Crescent City. Yeah, okay, so this is Sarah J. Maas. Crescent City. This is the third book. I know I already said that, sorry, because like I actually forgot that I got this and I'm kind of like kind of shocked. I read the first two books and they're like the same size. I read the first two books last month for the first time, and oh my gosh, book two not so much, but the first book, House of Earth and Blood, had me sobbing, like had me ugly crying, like had me bent over holding my stomach, just like no, like it just like punched me in the face. In so many ways, just things just, oh my God. I totally not expected that. So that will be coming up in a later video on on the books that I read during the month of October, but it was rough. It was rough going, but I made it through, not completely unscathed. I do have some emotional damage, but no, it was awesome. So this book three, I'm gonna, I guess, try to read this month, so that all the characters and everything is still fresh in my mind, because I do not want to hold off for like a couple months or a year and then I forget where we left off, what the characters were, and then I have to reread those two big freaking chonkers again just so I could read the third one. So that's that. And then the last one, the last book is kind of really special. My friend wrote his first book. It's kind of like a mini book, a little tiny novella, a thriller, tiny little novella, which is kind of cool. But I know he had wanted to be a writer for a very long time. He had told me some time ago and even sent me little bits and pieces of some of his writing and works, book ideas that he had. And so I was like, that's really cool. And he reached out and he was like, guess what? I wrote a book. It's available on Amazon. And I was like, I'm so buying it. And so here we have it, his very first little book. And his name is Jeffrey Abney. And this is called America, goodness gracious, I can't even read. Empty Pinatas, American Depraved, Book 1. Look how tiny it is. Okay, this is some serial killer stuff. Very dark, very creepy. And when he said about the book that he wanted to have a series that was, you know, with very small books, he wanted this to attract people who wanted to read a thriller, but really didn't have time for like a big book. You just wanted a quick, easy read. So yeah, and I'm not sure if this series is going to be the continuation of this story, or if it's going to be a series of different thrillers, like a collection of little thrillers, but we'll see what the back says. What do you call a serial killer before that term was coined? St. Louis is about to call them deadly. A freshly minted Federal Bureau of Investigation agent has stumbled upon a maniac leaving bodies throughout the city in 1964. The bodies have two distinct commonalities. The organs have been removed, and they have been hung up to suspend in the air. The press are all over the killings, and the mafia may be involved, but this brand new agent is playing from behind, and time is running out. With a partner who would rather this be passed on to the local police and an ever-increasing body count, the killer is set up to make 1964 the deadliest year on record. So just for scoots, let's read a little bit so you can see what the writing style is like, and go onto Amazon and support my friend Jeff if this looks like something you'll be into. I already know, like, from what I read of his work before, it's very disturbing, very creepy, and y'all know my heart can only take so much. Horror and stuff like this is still a bit hard for me, so I'm supporting my friend here, but like, I don't want nightmares. It says Chapter 1, Kill Scene. The kill had not given him the rush he had anticipated. He had always imagined a surge of endorphins, or perhaps a release of serotonin, which would accompany the act. Every movie made the killer out to be the equivalent of a junkie, perpetually on the hunt for his next fix, something akin to a sex addict or a degenerate gambler. That compulsion to feel the excitement of a kill, the mere anticipation of the act driving them to accelerate the rate at which they sought out their victims. The act itself putting them in a never-ending cycle from which they could not hope to stop themselves. He supposed that must all be Hollywood hyperbole. Instead of that rush, he felt calm. He felt satisfaction. He felt powerful. Hell, he felt virile. He could see himself doing this often, not because of some unrelenting urge driving him to do so, but because he had achieved what he set out to do. It was even easier than he had expected. Tracking them down had been the hard part. But finding them and then waiting for the right moment to slide a blade into their throat, that was easy. The blood had come in a spurt at first, then in a thick, dark red wave that narrowly avoided covering his own arm. His victim had collapsed, gurgling and clutching at his throat. Another thing the movies had gotten wrong, they do not just die right away. They suffer. Their eyes widen in panic, and you can see their minds scramble, either attempting to understand what was happening or perhaps registering that death was near. One thing that was certain, they did not want to die. This was an act of taking. He had frozen at first, watching the blood flow over his victim's hands as the man's fingers crawled at his own throat. But he froze for only a moment. As wet, gurgling noises filled the air, okay. We're good. Okay, so that was like the first page. Pass me some brain bleach, cause yeah. I should put some more wood on that. Anyways, so that is my friend Jeff Abney's first book. He is a lawyer in St. Louis and fulfilling his lifelong dream of becoming an author. So congrats to you, sir. I'm so proud of you. Job well done. I think that's it. Okay, so those are all the books that I have acquired so far. Okay, not all of the books, let's be honest, but all the books that I had in one place that I've been piling up to show you guys. And so yeah, do you have any of these books? I mean, have you read any of them? Do you have any recommendations for me? Tell me if you read them and that if you loved any of these. So stoner, this, that, the other thing. This is just all, why do I do this to myself? Too many books, too little time. But I will hopefully get back with you later on today or tomorrow with another video so I can update you on some of the books that I've been reading, okay? Let me know what you're reading, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy reading. Bye.